Let's move on to Bitcoin, shall we? That's a virtual currency.
We're going to talk about the cyber threat now. And who's ever heard of the Bitcoin?
It's even been called the future of money, the Bitcoin.
More on this cryptic and still somewhat confusing currency that is Bitcoin.
People are fascinated by anything that makes new highs every day for weeks on end, which Bitcoin has done.
Is it a market? Is it a bank? Is it an exchange?
We're asking whether or not this currency really has any longevity, let alone legitimacy.
Do you ever think that it has the potential to replace traditional paper currency?
It is gold 2.0.
Cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is the first example. I believe they're going to change the world.
This is the time where people should be trying really big, crazy things.
Welcome guys to our Bitcoin webinar tonight, and we want to thank everybody that's on there and came along to here. Really excited about tonight. As I was saying earlier, I've been in Bitcoin, bought some Bitcoin about 20 days ago, amazed with what's happening with it, with compound interest. And my friend Rob, which a lot of you will know already, and if you don't know him, I suggest you plug into what he's got to share tonight, and get some paper out, take some notes. It will be recorded, so you will be able to go back over and watch. But to give you a little bit of background on Rob, he is a digital nomad. Left Australia about 5 years ago and wandered around some rice paddies in Laos. And as a true entrepreneur, had several businesses, but the burn came back for him to build something again. Became involved in a company and quickly realised that there was marketing that was missing. And so what he did was he started building a fantastic system, which you are actually seeing part of tonight, called Easy Marketer. You'll see more of that later. But it was something that he could use to market the business, and he could see how everybody could basically use it and to help market their own business, which was really good. So what happened was somebody then, and obviously just like myself, he was watching Bitcoin, watching what was happening. No, I won't do anything, just sit on. But he'll tell his story how he, a little while back, somebody showed him something, gave him something, which he'll share with us, and he has the unique ability of identifying opportunities, and then when he sees one, and then taking that to the next level. But there's another, I suppose, advantage, trait, talent that he has, unbelievable teacher. Okay, so if you want to know more about Bitcoin, I suggest you do plug into him closely, follow what he's doing, and you will get the results that he's starting to get as well. So I'm going to hand over to you, Rob, and let you share what you've got tonight, because I know there's some exciting things that have happened over the last week that you want to share with us.
Fantastic, thanks Denise. What a great introduction. That's what's that, $100 or 200 IU now? Bitcoin, I should say. Yeah. Great job, thank you, and welcome everybody to tonight. Tonight's pretty informal. We're all friends here. The whole idea of showing you this tonight is to show you what I'm doing, what Denise is doing, and what a whole group of us are doing with Bitcoin, and then hopefully you can see the vision that we want to share with you. For those that don't know me, I'm also a single stay-at-home dad with 3-year-old twins. So if you think you're busy and you don't have time to be doing other stuff, I'll trade places with you. So that's why I'm going to be talking pretty fast tonight, because I've got the kids in school, in preschool at the moment, and it is now 4:06 for me, and they'll be home around 5ish, between 5 and 5:30. So if I end up finishing quickly, it's because my little larrikins, as I call them, are home. So what's really neat with this is that I can fit this in with my lifestyle. In the past, my entire life, since 21, I've been self-employed, building many businesses. And for those of you that are in business yourself, that are on the call tonight, you'll probably relate to me that a lot of times your life has to fit around your business. Well, what I love with this is that this business can fit around my life. I can work it as hard as I want, as little as I want. I can have it just totally passive. I can turn things on and off whenever I wish, which is really attractive to me where I am in my stage of life right now. So it can be used to supplement an income, it can be used to replace an income. Had a great chat with a person today who's actually on Centrelink. So we've got people from all around the world on here tonight. So Centrelink is like social security benefits in Australia, and this is totally affordable, and we're working out a business plan for this particular person to be able to build it up so he can fire Centrelink. So that's pretty exciting. And as Denise said, I've been working on my marketing platform, Easy Marketer, and what you're seeing tonight is my webinar platform. So that's all part of my Easy Marketer. And people have been asking me, well, gee, Rob, you've put over 3 years of your life and everything into Easy Marketer. Why are you now distracting yourself promoting Bitcoin? Well, guys, it's really not a distraction at all. I'm all about creating win-wins, and you'll see a great win-win that I'm going to create tonight. Bitcoin actually complements and supplements my Easy Marketer business. I was exploring Bitcoin to see about how to accept Bitcoin as payments for people who subscribe to my Easy Marketer. Plus I have a whole tribe of affiliates and wholesalers, and I want to be able to pay them via Bitcoin as well. I've also got a lot of clients that are all involved in Bitcoin, and it wasn't all that long ago, like 6 months ago, a client, or a friend I should say, sorry, gifted me $1 of Bitcoin. Well, I was too busy at the time to explore further at that time. And then even earlier than that, 12 months ago, when Bitcoin was $700, that's when I first saw Bitcoin. And then as an ex-trader, I've been a trader for over 20 years, teaching trading all around the world and so forth and so forth. I looked at charts, looked at different things, and I thought, nah, this thing's going to burst. This bubble's going to pop. Got to 1,000, and I thought, no way is it going to go over 1,000. All right, so I didn't get involved. Then what happened? Went to 2,000, then I went to 3,000, then I went to 4,000, and it keeps going and going. So my whole idea on this is totally changed as this new currency is evolving. And we'll get more into that in a moment. But before I do actually get into the official part of the presentation tonight, I have to start with a disclaimer that tonight has zero, and I mean absolutely zero, personal advice. I'm not giving any financial advice with this, and I never do give any financial advice. So if anybody contacts me or whatever, I can show you and tell you what I'm doing. You need to work out yourself whether it fits in with your risk tolerance and so forth with that. So absolutely no financial advice tonight. So can I get a big yes in the chat box, please? I need everybody to put a yes in there that you agree with me that none of tonight's presentation has anything to do with financial advice. I'm just here to show you an opportunity with Bitcoin. Okay, cool, sweet. Oh, that's nice of you, Rachel. Thank you. Great. Okay, so let's get into this. So first off, what is Bitcoin? And I know some of you are very new that have come on board tonight, that I put a Facebook post up as part of my marketing to show people what Bitcoin is about and offering them $1 of free Bitcoin. And that's really how I first got involved as well, is that I had a friend offer me $1 of Bitcoin. So now I'm passing it forward, paying it forward as they say, and doing the same with other people as well. And then I've been able to see that $1 and see what it's grown into and so forth. And a lot of you tonight, I've done that with you as well. Plus we have other guests from other people in our team that have joined tonight. So first off, what is Bitcoin? Let me just run this quick video for you.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country. Your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Your Bitcoins are kept in your digital wallet on your computer or mobile device. Sending Bitcoins is as simple as sending an email, and you can purchase anything with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated Bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. Bitcoin opens up a whole new platform for innovation. The software is completely open source and anyone can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Bitcoins are a great way for businesses to minimize transaction fees. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, and it's easy to set up. There are no chargebacks, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy. For more information about Bitcoin, visit weusecoins.com.
Okay, so that's Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is really...
What is Bitcoin?
Oops, was going again.
Bitcoin is the first
If I can get this to work, sorry guys, I'm trying to get the next slide to come up. There we go. So it's really another form of currency, guys. It's an electronic currency, and really cash is kind of out the door today. I don't know about you guys, but I hardly ever go to a bank. I use a card for just about everything, and you saw in that little quick presentation for businesses to be able to do transactions all around the world. Well, that's what really attracted me initially to Bitcoin, because I got tired of things like PayPal and so forth that charge exorbitant fees to be able to transfer money, and then when you go and look at international wire transfers and see what banks charge you and how long it takes for the money to go from one bank account to another and so forth. So that's one of the myriad of great things about Bitcoin. Plus, being an ex-trader, I like the fact of being a currency trader with pricing going up and down, and there's great opportunities with that. And it's just not me who thinks that, right? You know, there's people like Richard Branson. I mean, he's an absolute genius in business, isn't he? So as it says here, billionaire Richard Branson hosted the greatest minds in Bitcoin on his private island to discuss the future of blockchain technology. He has personally invested over 30 million into Bitcoin startups so far. Well, I read an article just the other day, and they've said that he's put something like 200 million now into Bitcoin startups. So it's amazing all of the rich and famous and all these great business minds around the world that are all involved in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's sort of weathered the storm now. It's here to stay. That's why you're hearing so much about it. There's just so much every day on television, all on social media and everything about Bitcoin. As Sir Richard says here, anyone who waits to get into Bitcoin will regret it his whole life. I'm a little bit like that myself. $700 at the beginning of the year, and now what? 8 today. It hit a record high again, bounced back up again, and has hit over $8,000. So when I'm talking dollars tonight, I'm talking US dollars, and we've got people in different countries looking on this, so just equate that back to the currency in your own country. But going from 700 to 8,000 this year. Incredible. And they're predicting that, you know, over the next month, you know, if it broke through a new high, which is just done today, they're predicting it to go up to 10,000 very, very quickly. But we'll see. You know, hindsight's 20/20, isn't it? We would love to have got involved at $700. Right, well, now today, with it being at $8,000, you know, maybe next year when it's at $18,000, then there'll be people saying, I wish I was on this webinar tonight and took action and got in at 8,000 when it was only 8,000. This is great. I absolutely love this video. There's always talk about Bitcoin's bubble going to pop. It's just amazing because this is a pioneer currency and it's just going up and then it pulls back, and I'll show you some figures on that shortly. But it just keeps going and going and going. And I love this little video here from Bloomberg. Have a listen to this. It only goes for a moment.
Bitcoins are booming. The price of one unit of the digital currency jumped during the past few weeks from about $40 to nearly $150. For anyone who's ever suffered the incompetence of a bank or bristled at fees involved in spending money, the promise of Bitcoin is a kind of holy grail of payments. Bloomberg's Olivia Stearns is with me now. So Olivia, we know it's a digital currency. We know there's some pizza shops in California that accept it, some other businesses as well. What else do we need to know?
Well, you know, Deirdre, Bitcoin is this brand new form of cash, but nowadays it is behaving a bit more like a good old-fashioned bubble. The trouble is Bitcoin was designed as a currency, but today it's trading more like a commodity. So I'm going to try to explain this in English. Let's start with what it actually is. Bitcoin is a digital, virtual, online currency. It was created back in 2009 by a Japanese hacker who goes by the same name. The product itself, well, this is the confusing bit. It's just simply an algorithm, but it can be traded and used like cash to buy goods and services online. Well, how's it different from real currency? For starters, it's not pegged to anything. It's also totally unregulated, totally anonymous, and the big kicker, there's no central bank controlling the money supply. So that's why, Deirdre, some say it's a hedge against the entire global currency system. You know, effectively, the value of any currency is tied to your faith in the institution issuing it. So here, there's nothing to trust, no central bank, no in God we trust. You just have to trust the math. And that's why some say this run-up in bitcoins is a response to this sort of macro environment of hyperactive monetary policy, and in particular, fear of a bank run that we saw grow around Cyprus. So people are losing faith, Deirdre, in hard currencies and traditional banks, and they're looking for a new store value, buying up these bitcoins. Deirdre?
Well, they certainly are, and as you point out, Olivia, it is a lack of confidence in the currencies that we normally use, but as you said, this is based on math, so then there are extra security issues as well in that it can be hacked just as easily as it was created. But I'm just curious, remind us about some of the things. I mean, I referenced the pizza. What else can you buy with bitcoins?
Yes, well, as you and I were talking about, you can buy everything from a pizza slice to a dozen roses. You're never actually going to get your hands on a single bitcoin. The idea is to stash them in your online wallet. There are nearly 1,000 e-commerce sites, though, today that will accept bitcoins in exchange for a whole array of services. And the number is growing rapidly, even though there is so much volatility around what a bitcoin is actually worth. The price of one has quadrupled since early March. Will they replace hard currency? Probably not. It's still an extremely niche market. Only 11 million have been, quote-unquote, minted or mined. The market cap is still shy of $1 billion, but that is bigger than many expected. So if you're looking for a safe haven, Deirdre, you might want to start considering virtual cash, but many say this is pure speculation, and it's likely to pop like a good old-fashioned bubble.
Don't you love that? It's likely to pop like a good old-fashioned bubble at $150. Who would have loved to have got involved back then when it was $150? Can I get a yes in the chat box there? Amazing, isn't it? And then it gets up to 1,000, and I thought it was going to pop. And then it gets to 2,000 and 3,000 and keeps going and going and going. Whoops, back one. So talking about going and going, look at the prices here, guys. It went from 0 to 1,000. It took 1,788 days. Then from 1,000 to 2,000, it took 1,269 days. 2,000 to 3,000, it took 23 days. 3,000 to 4,000, 62 days. 4,000 to 5,000, 61, and so on and so on. 6,000 to 7,000 took 13 days. And look what it's done over the last week. It's gone from the last week or so from 6,000 because it retraced, and then popped up over 8,000. So 7,000 to 100,000. I wonder how long that'll take. And how high will it go? Well, the experts are predicting anywhere from 100,000 to 1 million. We just never know. And right now at 8,000, I think it's a pretty good opportunity.
Our next guest doesn't believe that Bitcoin is a bubble. In fact, he says a cryptocurrency could soar to, get this, $500,000 in 3 years. The always controversial John McAfee joins us now. John, great to speak with you.
Great to speak with you. Thanks for having me on.
How do you get to $500,000 in 3 years?
Well, let's not worry about that. Let's worry about people calling
you got
the
a
bubble.
bet going online on that.
Yes, I do. People are calling Bitcoin a bubble that's bursting. Keep in mind that 2 months ago, Bitcoin was at $2,900, and people were saying it's never going to hit 3. Well, it hit 4 and it hit 5. If you look at the long-term trend of Bitcoin, it has been consistently up. I mean, who cares that it dropped $1,000 from $5,000 after it went from $2,900 to $5,000 in 2 months? It's still ahead from what it was 2 months ago. You know, my company is one of the largest miners in America, and one of the nice things about mining is it doesn't matter what the price of Bitcoin is. We still make money. As the price goes down, there are fewer competitors for mining, and the difficulty rate decreases, and we simply mine more coins. So I know as well as anybody what the price of Bitcoin is, and it is consistently increasing.
I understand.
You're going, oh, wow, the bubbles burst. Go ahead.
You know, Jamie Dimon was very clear yesterday that he's a big fan of the blockchain technology, and most people actually who even, call Bitcoin overvalued or what have you, they are believers as well in the blockchain technology. These are two separate issues. So why is that Bitcoin necessarily has to rise to these heights because you're a believer in blockchain, as you do, as you believe?
Well, no, I don't think that the that the Bitcoin rise has anything to do with the belief in the blockchain.
Okay.
It simply has to do with the belief in cryptocurrencies. I mean, once you start using cryptocurrencies, whether it's Bitcoin or Monero or Litecoin, it doesn't really matter. You see the facility. You see the ease of use. You see that without a central bank control, the value of that currency depends upon the users of that currency. And why is Bitcoin growing so fast? Because it's getting more users. More people are believing. If I do a transaction with a credit card, I have to put in my name, my address, my credit card number, the code on the back, my billing address. Well, that takes 5 or 10 minutes, especially for someone my age. But with Bitcoin, it's 15 seconds. Give me your wallet address, here's the amount, done. Once you see the facility of cryptocurrencies, once you see how fast they are transacted, then suddenly fiat currencies, credit cards, central banks make no sense whatsoever.
Maybe it's too easy, though, John. I mean, how do you... I'm sure the government would like to track where this Bitcoin is going, and they would love to tax people on this. And so if you use Bitcoin, you may not have that sort of paper trail, so to speak, as to where people are making revenues or earning money. So are you concerned that government intervention in some way could actually slow this down?
Well, it can't slow it down, but there will be government intervention. Why? Because as people start using more and more cryptocurrencies, things like Monero, which cannot be tracked at all, when they start using these things, suddenly governments are going to start losing income tax revenues. And they're going to panic, and they're going to say, this is against the law. But how do you stop something that cannot be stopped? I mean, this is not something unique to America where you can just shut it down. I mean, I can use the Tor browser or the Onion browser and access Bitcoin wallets all over the world, and no one will ever know. The government does not have enough enforcement personnel to ever stop Bitcoin, Monero, Litecoin, and all of the others. So they're going to have to face reality, find some other way to raise revenues. This is a fact.
So how do we actually buy Bitcoins? So first off, you have to open an account with an exchange, and there are dozens and dozens of exchanges all around the world. All right, one of the exchanges that we use is Coinbase. Okay, so you open an account with an exchange, and then you link your bank account or your debit card or credit card, etc. to it, and then you can go and buy Bitcoin through the exchange. Then the second part of it is having a wallet. Now a wallet, just think of it the same with the other banking. You go to the bank or you go to the exchange. You've got your Bitcoin or you've got your cash. And where do you put it? You put it in your wallet. Okay, so you have an exchange and a wallet. There are wallet providers that are not exchanges, so you go and buy from an exchange and then transfer over to the wallet. And I'm going to show you a wallet that we use tonight called USI, and I'll show you how that works in details in a moment. So Bitcoin's volatility. Here are some figures of dramatic swings this year. January 17, 1129 to January, oh, that's the wrong way around, sorry, 11 to 17, 68% drop. Then June to July had a 64% drop. And of course, every time it drops, it rebounds. So far, it rebounds and creates new highs. September the 1st to the September the 14th, it had a 65% drop. And just the other week, November the 8th to November the 12th, it had a 78% drop. And it's funny, every time it does this drop, you hear all the doom and gloom. You read all about it on social media, you hear it all in the news. I was right, the bubble was going to pop. This thing's going to crash. Oh, Bitcoin is a scam, it's not going to last. But guys, there's billions in this. And there's literally billions traded every single day of Bitcoin. And as it says there, most times Bitcoin hits a new record high, it drops. That's the nature of the beast. Right, things go up, things go down. But this has been continually stair-stepping up Well, I'm going to show you something tonight with the USI wallet that helps take that volatility out of it, right, as far as our investment side of it goes. And I'll show you how that works in a moment. But let's have a look at this week. Bitcoin hits record high after smashing through $8,000 for the first time. Reuters reported this in London. All right, Bitcoin hit a new record high on Monday after smashing through the 8,000 level for the first time over the weekend, marking an almost 50% climb in just 8 days. So 8 days ago, everybody was just slamming Bitcoin. All right, so just around the time when we had our last webinar and so on, people were slamming Bitcoin. Look, it's crashed. People have just gone and lost so much money and so on and so on. The thing with this, my viewpoint on this, is that this is not something just for a day or 2 days, for a week and so on. People do it. People look at their charts. You can do charting like this just the same as you can do with other currency trading, Australian dollar versus the US dollar and so forth, where you can go and have 1 minute charts and micro trade and so on and so on. Well, those days are over for me. I don't stay glued to my computer looking at charts anymore. I'm going to show you another way with that. So I'm more on a longer term, and that's where a lot of people are as well. They'll go and buy Bitcoin, put a little bit of money away, right, stick it aside and wait for it to grow. Well, I'm going to show you a way for it to grow daily. So how does USI tie into all of this? Okay, so transform your life with our innovative and automated Bitcoin trading platform. USI guys, they're into automatic trading of Bitcoin. For the last 8 years, they've been trading Forex, all right, the foreign exchange market. And let's face it, Bitcoin is another currency. It is another electronic currency that can be traded just like Forex can. You can buy and sell and so forth and so forth. All right. So there's two elements to them. They will actually trade our Bitcoin for us. So what we do is that we purchase our Bitcoin with an exchange, and then we move it from the exchange over to the USI wallet in what they have USI packages, which I'll show you just in a moment. And then they will actually trade that currency for you and give you a return, which I'll show you in a moment. In addition to the trading, they're now very heavily involved in mining. All right, now that's mining as in Bitcoin mining. As you saw in that quick video right at the beginning about miners. Miners go and verify all the transactions. There's generally a 3% mining fee. All right, that fee goes to the miners, the companies that have set up all the electronic equipment to go and verify transactions. Well, USI want to be a major player in the mining aspect of it. So just think of getting a slice of all of those transactions that are going, billions of dollars of transactions going around the world, picking up some nice little 3% out of that. Just last week, I think it was the CEO or one of the head honchos of USI announced that they've just invested $150 million into new mining equipment in Iceland. And their goal is to be the major miner on the planet mining Bitcoin. Now, it's just like banks. Think of the bank picking up all those transaction fees of your money. The money's not the bank's money. You go and deposit money and transfer and do all different things, and they go and lend your money out to other people, and they're picking up all the fees and everything off your money. Well, mining is the transaction fee associated with Bitcoin. So this is a way for us to be able to diversify and not just be wishing and hoping and praying that Bitcoin's going up. Right, we can get involved with somebody else trading it for us, so we don't need to be glued to the screen doing it ourselves, as well as profiting from the Bitcoin mining. So let's have a look at the USI packages. What is a USI package?
Welcome to a world where emerging digital currencies called cryptocurrencies are becoming mainstay. With no cost for currency conversions and low cost for transactions, without the need for payment processor. The most valuable and recognized cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, is accepted as payment for blue-chip companies such as Expedia, Microsoft, Virgin, and Dell. It even has billionaires like Bill Gates and Richard Branson endorsing it. Bitcoin was worth $0.50 in 2009 and has risen to over $1,200 per coin in 2016. It is set to go up to $500,000 to $1 million per coin. How much is one Bitcoin making you, sitting in your blockchain wallets? Nothing, right? What if I showed you a free opportunity where you can turn that one Bitcoin into almost 5 in a year passively, with zero effort? Introducing USI Tech, a company that for past 8 years have been developing auto trading software in Forex, cryptocurrency, and commodities. 4 owners with a combined experience of over 25 years in finance bring you the USI BTC package. Each package costs as low as €50 and generates you 140% over 140 working days. 1 Bitcoin worth of pack over a period of a year compounded will give you 4.7 Bitcoin, with experts predicting Bitcoin to double or even quadruple. That's 10 times to 20 times what you started with. That's with no recruiting, no daily tasks or selling. For those with 2,000 active packs, there is special car bonus of €800 a month. Or how about €1,600 a month for a car? That's with 5,000 active packs. Oh, and if you decide to introduce people, you get 10% per pack they purchase, and 3% per pack for every person they introduce. That all adds up massively. Get started in this no-brainer of a business for free now. Click on the link below at zero cost.
Okay, so a Bitcoin package, a USI Bitcoin package, that equates to €50. Okay, so that price is going to be different every day because of Bitcoin prices changing. What is really neat about the price of Bitcoin going up all the time, it's then, it's always equating back to €50. So 1 pack is €50. There are 3 opportunities really that I'm showing you here tonight. One is that you can buy Bitcoin, wish and hope and pray that it goes up and just leave it sitting in a wallet. Second, you can move it across to a USI wallet and purchase Bitcoin packages, the BTC packages with USI that pay you around 1% per day. Now, 1% per day is pretty incredible, isn't it? 365% a year, I think that equates to, doesn't it? Not a bad return, but I want to show you something even a bit better, or a lot better than that in a moment when we get into the power of actual compounding. Then the third aspect of it is if you want to build a business out of this, like what I'm doing and others that are on the call tonight as well, right? You can build a business out of this and refer other people to USI, but you don't need to do that. All right, you can just go and be an investor and invest in packages and pick up your around 1% per day. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to go and log into my USI Tech account. So when you log into USI Tech, there's the dashboard. So if we have a look here on the top, we can see that I've got 64 packages in there. I have 0.0158 of Bitcoin sitting in there that I could either go and withdraw or buy new packages and so forth, which I'll show you in a moment. And we can see down here that in my team I have 63 people, of which 46 have been introduced direct by me, so it's great to see that we've got some duplication there with other people referring people into the business as well. But as I said before, you don't need to be involved in the business side of it if you don't want. Right, just the investment side of it alone is a great opportunity. But I'm going to show you how the business side of it works at the end of this presentation. Then you can decide what aspect of this opportunity works best for you. So if we go across to the left-hand side here and see the package options. Now if I go down the next one to package status. Okay, we can see all the different packages here that I've actually purchased. So let's go back to the beginning. 26th of October is when I bought my first package. I actually bought 31 packages at the time. We can see here that it's been, the run time is 18 days. Now this is working days, guys, Monday through to Friday. Although when you'll see mine in a moment, and it's Saturday through to Tuesday because of the time zone difference. Now look at this, guys. Proof is in the pudding. All right, 18 days it's been running, and I've earned passively, that's USI doing it for me, not me, 15.68% return. Incredible, isn't it? Now look here, we can see on the 2nd of November I bought another package, 7th of November I bought a package, and a second package on the 7th. Sometimes I set mine to auto buy, and I'll show you that in a moment, where as soon as I've got 50 euro accumulated in my account, it will automatically go and buy another package. I turn that off so then I could accumulate a little bit to show you how to purchase packages tonight, and then after tonight I'll go and put it back on to auto buy again, and you'll see why in a moment when I get into the compounding here. So we can see 1 package, 2 packages, 4 packages, 5, 7 and so on. If we look back to yesterday, alright, I bought another package yesterday, and that's been running for 1 day, and I've picked up 1.77% for that day. We can see runtime here too. That should have still been 1 because it's only yesterday was Monday. All right, so 7.77%. And again, go back down here, 15.68% for only 18 days. Guys, I don't know of any bank or any whatever that'll pay you 15% for the entire year. You probably wouldn't even get that in a bank for 2 years. Well, I've achieved that here in 18 days. Let's go back. What someone told me the other day, banks pay around 3 or 4 or 5%. So we're talking 8, 5 or 4 days, and it's equaled what a bank will return. So that 1% a day is incredible. All right, but I'm going to show you the real power of this shortly when it comes to the compounding side of it. So every morning what I do is I log into my account, and then I go and see what sort of return I've earned overnight while I've been sleeping. So no more staring at charts all day. Let USI trade it for me, and let me profit, or let you profit from the income that USI earns from the mining as well. So again, billions of dollars are traded in Bitcoin, so being able to profit share out of those percentages of mining fees is pretty incredible. So that's our packages. So let's go to place an order. So if I go here, place order, we can see BTC packages and token packages. Ignore the tokens. Tonight we're focusing on BTC, which is our Bitcoin packages. We can see here that the package price is 0.007145 Bitcoin. Now that changes dynamically because Bitcoin's pricing is live. It keeps going up and down every second. Package runtime, it runs for 140 days, Monday through to Friday. So your money is invested for 140 days, that's working days. All right, our return on capital is 140%. So that's roughly 1% per day. So it's going to be around that. It might be 140 odd, a bit more than 140 days, depending on what the return has been. But when you've got 140% return, well then your package matures and you've had your payout and so forth, because they're paying you 1% per day. Now the great thing with that 1% per day is that that 1% is paid into your wallet every single day, or what they return every day is paid in there every day, and that is cleared funds for you to be able to withdraw every day if you wish. So long as you've got over 10 euro in your wallet, you can go and make a withdrawal on there. So the return you're getting, guys, you're not locking it away. Yes, it is locked away for 140 days, but your return is paid daily. So every day you could go and withdraw funds, right? Every week you could withdraw funds, whatever you wish to do. And to do that, you just go over here to where the commission section is and go to my wallet. And in here, I can see that I have, where's my total? BTC wallet balance. I have 0.0518 Bitcoin. So let me just see what that's worth. I go to my converter. This is a good site for you to bookmark, xe.com. and then that does all sorts of conversions in there. So if I go and put my Bitcoin in there, I've done that already, so let's just see in case that's changed since before the webinar started. Yes, it has. So I have 110.165 euros sitting in my wallet. So I could go and click on the withdraw button and go and withdraw that. Now, how do we withdraw it? We withdraw it to a wallet that is linked with our bank account, and then go and withdraw from that wallet. So Coinbase is an example. I have an Australian bank account, and I live in Thailand, so I have a Thai bank account as well. I have both of those linked into my Coinbase account, so I can go and transfer this 110 euro to my Coinbase account and then transfer it from there to my Thai or my Aussie bank account. There are other wallets out there that even have debit cards attached to them, ATM cards. So you can go and go to the ATM and go and withdraw your Bitcoin. So I've got 110 euro there, so I've got enough there to go and buy 2 more Bitcoin packages. So instead of clicking on the withdraw, right, I'm going to go over here to my package options again, and I'm going to place an order. So let's go and buy 2 more packages. So we go up here to purchase. And I've got 2 choices here. I can purchase from my USI Tech wallet, so I've got 110 euro in there. And for those of you that have just started, you probably only have one option appear in here. If you don't have a minimum of 50 euro in your wallet, the first option will not appear. It'll only have the second option. That second option is how you go and purchase it from the exchange where you've gone and bought your Bitcoin. I'm not going to go into that in detail tonight. I've got videos, so you go back to the person that invited you here tonight and I'll give you a link and you can see the video and watch over my shoulder as I step by step as I do it. But now, just to show you it live, I'm going to go and purchase using my own, use the funds that are in my wallet. So 1 package, I'm going to go to 2 packages. Now if I go to 3 packages, it'll then probably tell me I don't have enough. What's it doing here? No, too many. So it reverted back to 2 packages. So I can buy 2 packages and it's 0.014292 Bitcoin. See, here's the mining fee, guys, a 3% mining fee. Okay, so with USI being involved with investing 150 million just last week into their new mining equipment, and they're going to continually add more and more and more to that, well then they'll be able to continually earn a lot higher income out of that as well, and then we all profit share from those 3% as well. So we've got a grand total here of 0.01472 Bitcoin. As we can see here on the right, the price is going to be locked in right for 10 minutes because Bitcoin pricing is going up and down all the time because it's live, right? So they'll lock that price in for you for the next 10 minutes. You can buy for a partner. So if you've got a family member or a friend or somebody in your team or whatever that you want to go and buy a package or several packages for, you can do that. But I'm going to purchase it for myself. So I click on here, I've read and accepted the terms and conditions. I've already read those, but of course you're going to go and click on that and you're going to read all of the terms and conditions, so then you know what the investment is all about there. Then we click on purchase. Okay, so it's been approved. All right, so that purchase is done. Now if I go back over here to my package status, okay, so these are my active packages, and we can see yesterday's in there, but we can't see today's. So we're waiting for all the mining to complete, for the transactions to be verified, and then it will appear, or those 2 packages will appear here in my active packages. But if I go up here to pending purchases, go in there, okay, we can see the 2 transactions, the 2 packages sitting in there. So it won't take too long, and then it will go out of pending and it will appear here in the active packages. So that's how we go and buy. We can set up a rebuy. So here in the rebuy, you can set the percentage of rebuy. If you want to, say, withdraw 50% and then go in and reinvest 50%, you just change that to 50%. Okay, it's totally flexible with what you want to do with that. And now down here is include the uni level and car bonus. I've selected that as yes. The uni level is the marketing plan that is associated with this as well, and I'll get into that shortly. But again, you don't have to be involved in the marketing. You can just purely be an investor, or you can just go and leave money in Bitcoin. Totally up to you what you feel the most comfortable with. So I've got mine now set up as 100% rebuy. Let's just go and check on our status and see if we're in there yet. No, it hasn't completed yet. Shouldn't be too much longer, and then those two packages will be in there. So let's now have a look at our package calculator. If I go here into my commissions and go down here to the calculator. This is absolutely amazing, guys. The power of compounding interest, right, or compounding return. It's one of the most amazing phenomenon is compounding. Remember the old 1 cent a day doubling for 30 days? How that turns into millions? Well, look what happens here, guys. All right, if we look here on the left-hand side, we have working days and then our active packages. So this is set to start with 100 packages. You can adjust this to suit what you can afford to get involved with. I'm just going to leave this here as 100. And there's a reason why I've got this on 100, and I'll show you that shortly. So there's 100 active packages, and we can see the package value over here right now would be 0.7145. Okay, no completed packages because this is day one. If we keep scrolling through, we can see that there's still 100 packages, and that keeps going through and through and through, and keep going down until we get to 140 days. Keep scrolling down. Okay, and we've got 140 days. All right, we would still have 100 packages. So what I want to show you now is that if we go and have a rebuy, now I've got this set for 1% because that's on average what it will return as 1% per day per working day. So now let's change this to rebuy. I'm going to put this as 100%. If you wanted it 50%, 25%, 75%, totally up to you. But my strategy is a longer term strategy. I have a 12-month strategy, and that's what I want to share with you tonight. So I've set that to 100. Hit redisplay. And if we have a look at that, guys, we can see here that we've got 100 packages. Then in 1 day's time, we've got enough to go and buy another package. And then the next day is another package and another package. So we can see here we've got a 101, 102, 103, 104, and that keeps climbing. Now let's just have a look at some figures here. 100 BTC packages is 5,000 euro. So let me bring that calculator across over here. Well, the figures across. So let's go and have a look here for Aussie dollars and US dollars, because most of our team are Aussies or Americans. So let's look at the two of those. 5,000 euro. What's that in Aussie dollars today? So if I go to 5,000 euro to Aussie dollars. Okay, 7,746 Aussie dollars. So let me plug that in. Okay, so starting with an investment of 7,746 Aussie dollars, I'll show you what that will grow to in a moment. But for our American friends, let's change that to US dollars. And it's 5,860 US dollars. Okay. Now let's fast forward 140 days and see what 1% compounding is going to work out to be. So with 1% per day, and then as soon as we've got 50 euro, we go and buy another package. So we can see every day here, one package is being bought, or here on day 15, two packages again on day 21, and so on and so on. So after a month, after 30 days, instead of having only 100 packages, we've now got 134 packages, guys. That's 134 packages in there that are all returning around the 1% per day now. So we can see here with compounding, our packages keep increasing and increasing. After 60 days, only 2 months. Okay, in 2 months, we have 181 packages. And if we look across here on the right-hand side, The value of that now is 1.2946, just after 60 days, 2 months. All right, what's that worth? Let's go into that, change it to Bitcoin, and change that to Aussie dollars. And we can see that in 2 months, our investment has grown from what? What did we start off with? $7,746 we started with, and we've earned nearly 14,000. All right, that's the value of our package now. We've gone up from 7,700 to nearly 14,000 in just 2 short months. Again, that's the power of compounding, guys. Now let's go out to 140 days. Keep going down. We can see now we got 3 packages, 4 packages every day being accumulated. So after 140 days, instead of only having 140 packages, that's now accumulated to a whopping 401 packages. Incredible, isn't it? So that's 4 times the packages just in 140 working days. So what's our account worth now? Okay, we're now gone to 2.8683. Let's go over here. Change that to Aussie dollars. Not too bad at all, eh? Do I get a big woohoo here? Anybody excited with me? We started with 7,000 and now it's accumulated to a whopping nearly 31,000 in only 140 days. So now our initial packages, our initial 100 packages have all matured. And by continually accumulating more means our investment can now continue to keep growing. Or otherwise, if we would have gone and spent all of our money, right, we would have had nothing sitting in there now. So that's why I love the rebuy, and especially setting it on the auto rebuy, so it keeps buying more and more packages. But I'm going to keep going further with this, guys, because I want to show you my 12-month strategy with this. Now, what for our American friends, what's that in US dollars? $23,500 US dollars. Let me plug that in here. After 140 days, we've gone from 5,800 to 23,500 US dollars. Don't know if I've got any of my Thai friends on the call here tonight, but with me being in Thailand, I'm going to get myself really excited here, because in Thai baht, let's see what that is. 768,000 Thai baht. Wow, I can certainly buy a few bowls of noodle and lots of nice ice cold Leo beer for the beaches in Koh Lipi or Krabi or somewhere. Who wants to come and join me? Who wants to lock this in for 6 months or 12 months and come and party with me on the beaches in Thailand? So let's go and keep going from here. So that's at 140 days. So let's now keep going. Let's go up to 280 days. So what's that? 280 working days? It's about a year, I think, isn't it? So 280 working days, instead of having 280 packages working for us, we've actually got 671 packages. And we can see here that 6 or 7 packages are being purchased automatically for us out of our daily profits to be able to compound that. So now our account value has grown to a whopping 4.7996 Bitcoin. So let's go and see what that is. I'm going to move that to Aussie dollars. Nearly $52,000. Again, the power of compounding. So let's plug that in. 280 days. We've gone from, so in about a year, we've gone from 7,700 to an incredible 51,000. So guys, this is why I'm not so disturbed or perturbed about the value of Bitcoin going up and down all the time, because it's being traded for us, right? And we're getting these returns every day, and we're capitalizing on the mining fees as well now that all get accumulated into our accounts here. So for our US friends, what's that equate to? US dollars. Pretty cool. 39,000 US. What have I done there? That's in, how long do we say? That's in 280 days. Okay. So I don't know about you guys, right? But with me being an ex-trader and spending hours and hours and hours on my computer trading, I mean, there's not too many people out there that can turn 7,700 into 51,000, right, in a year. All right, without the stress, without the hassles, without having to be glued to your computer, right? Every morning, just wake up and have a look and see your account growing. Don't know about you guys, but that excites me. Now, my strategy going forward from there. So that's after 280 days. For me personally, I want to keep accumulating that. And let's just see what happens here for the next 20 days. And then you'll see a great retirement strategy. It's what I call my Thailand retirement strategy. So if I go back here to my calculator and let's go forward again to 300 days, that's the max that this calculator goes out to. We now have a whopping 46 contracts in there. So that's 5.3361 Bitcoin. Go back here. What's that worth in US dollars? Okay, 43,000. Look at the jump of that, guys, just in 20 days. So now we've gone 43. So that's gone up 4,000, 4,500 in 20 days. So that's not a bad income, is it? What if you let that accumulate and then every 20 days go and pull $4,500 out? Not a bad income, is it? Let's look at that in our Australian dollars for our Aussie friends. 57,696. Go over here. And of course, these values are going to go up as Bitcoin goes up, doesn't it? I wonder what value this would be if Bitcoin happens to go up 100% in the next 12 months. I'd love to be part of that. Now, who knows where it's going to go up? It's gone from 700 to 8,000 this year so far. All right, so is it likely it could go up another 100% next year? Who knows? But just in that short period of time, guys, in that 20 days, it's gone up nearly, so what's that, about 6,000 approximately. So let's get my trusted calculator out here. So 6,000 divided by 20, there's 20 days. $300 a day by 7, all right, is 2,100, 2,100 a week. I don't know about you guys, but retirement in Thailand is looking pretty good. Retire on the beach in a year on a passive income of $2,100. Not too bad at all, eh? What's that equate to in Thai baht? If I go here to, what do we say, how much? 2,100? 2,100 Thai baht? No, 2,100 Aussie dollars, sorry. Convert that to Thai baht. 52,000 baht a week. Now let's put that into perspective of what retirement could be like in different countries around the world. And I've got some great friends who, American friends who have retired down in Medellin, down in Colombia, because the cost of living down there is pretty cool, just like what it is here in Thailand. 52,000 baht a week. What could that do for me here in Thailand? I rent a beautiful two-storied house here in Thailand. All right, two-storied house, 3 bedrooms. What do we got? 1, 2, 3 bathrooms, double garage, and everything here. And I pay 10,000 baht a month. 10,000 baht a month. And here I could be earning 52,000. I got my electricity bill the day before yesterday, Monday. I got that. My electricity bill was just over 1,500 baht for the month. And I have an AC running pretty much 24 hours a day. Downstairs I have the AC running at daytime and then up in my bedroom at night. Right, so an AC going 24/7, 1,500 baht a month. Not too bad at all. Who wants to join me? So that's my retirement strategy, guys. All right, starting off with 100 packages. 100 packages is 7,746 Aussie dollars today, or 5,860 US dollars. Let it keep compounding, let it keep accumulating for a year, and then here letting it go that 20 days, and that's going to give me $2,100 a week if I was accumulating that 20 days and withdrawing those funds from there. Not too bad at all. And again, that's to saying, what if Bitcoin didn't go up? So what if it did go up? So all of that is based on the exact same price as today's pricing. What happens if Bitcoin goes up tenfold like it has this year? 700 to 8,000. That's more than tenfold. And we've still got a month to go yet before the end of the year. Who knows what it's going to do over this next month as well. But what if it only doubles? What if it doesn't do anything? What if it flatlines? What if it doesn't go up at all over the next 12 months? Are you comfortable? Would you be comfortable turning 7,000 into 57,000? I am, and that's why I'm doing it. So hopefully now, guys, you can see why I have been distracted a little bit. All right, with Bitcoin distracting me a little bit from my easy marketer, but I'm going to show you in a moment how the two dovetail in together. So that's really the end of the investment side of it. So I can open it up now to any questions.